Well, good morning. My name is Griffith. I lead Reach Nottingham and help Steve Sylvester lead City Prayer. I'd like to talk to you this morning and reflect together on Jesus as our great high priest. If you do have Bibles, I'll be reading from chapter 2 and from chapter 4. Chapter 2, verse 17 says this: "For this reason he had to be made like them, fully human in every way, in order that he might become a merciful and faithful high priest in service to God, and that he might make atonement for the sins of the people. Because he himself suffered when he was tempted, he's able to help those who are tempted." That is a relief, is it not? Chapter 4, verse 14. "Therefore, since we have a great high priest who has ascended into heaven, Jesus, the Son of God, let's hold firmly to the faith we profess. For we do not have a high priest who is unable to empathize with our weaknesses, but we have one who has been tempted in every way, just as we are, yet he did not sin. Let us then approach God's throne of grace with confidence, so that we may receive mercy and find grace to help us in our time of need." Nottingham is in a time of need. Our nation is in a time of need. And as I was reflecting this morning on what it is that I lean to, where I turn to at moments of great need, I was relieved, of course, to remember that I lean on Jesus, who has made a new and living way for people like me to his throne room, a place not of judgment, but a place of grace and mercy in this picture. And I wondered about how the people of Nottingham would respond to the message that the Christian church had a leader who was full of mercy and grace, who empathized, who knew what it was to be in their shoes, not just at work on the front line in the difficulties that some of our NHS workers face, but actually in our day-to-day lives, in handling relationships and workmates and bosses and children and husbands and wives and partners. I think they'd be amazed that God was that good. I think we as the Christian church in Nottingham ought to remember that, and that's what I was prompted to think about today, was that, we don't offer complete satisfaction this side of heaven because we can't. And we therefore don't want to promise more than we can deliver. But we really do want to promise all that Jesus can deliver in the here and now. And that level of assurance is ours because of who Jesus is and because of what he's done to us and for us. And because he was without sin, he is still somebody, whilst he's like us, we honor, revere, and worship, because we know what it's like to try to live without sin, even for a minute, and never quite achieve it. So as we go through our days, as we face, and as I face a life at home right now for something I'm not really built for, I want to lean towards the great high priest. I want to go confidently and boldly to that throne of grace, certain of the welcome I'm going to receive. Yes, I confess. Yeah, I do ask for forgiveness, and I will receive it. I wonder if you would join me in praying for some of the things that are current in our city. I want us to pray, if you will, in a moment or two, for our NHS workers, our frontline workers who are working at QMC in the city and in hospitals and medical facilities around the city right now. I want us to pray for church leaders. I am one. It's not selfish. It's just that I just understand that when you're trying to minister and gather a scattered flock, it's a bit harder than normal. But thank God we have a good shepherd, and all we're doing is serving him. So I pray for your leaders. Pray for David Mellon, who's coordinating the response for Nottingham City Council. Perhaps pray for Boris Johnson also. He recovers, but also as he leads the country's response. And pray for parents who are homeschooling their children. Pray for grace for the parents. Pray for kids who are being homeschooled by their parents. Pray for the kids. Let's pray together. Dear Lord Jesus, I thank you that you are just like us, that you understand us, you empathize with us, you can put your feet in our shoes and you understand what it's like to be tempted. And you suffered under that, but you were without sin.